I am here with my second guest. I am honored to be here with the former No Limits champion, the man who is going one-on-one with Ivelise on November 13th here at Fun Station USA at Intergender Warfare. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, Dexter.
What's up? That was a very good introduction. I think that was like the best introduction I've ever had.
Bless up. Thank you very much, man. That's what I'm here for. So,
Bro.
before we get into, I want to talk about Ivelise, of course, because that's a tremendous matchup. Before we get to that, though, I gotta ask about Livewire, right? Because we saw you and E-roc ready to go into that match as a team. You've both had your problems with Chris Steeler, and you're both part of this class, kind of identified as the new breed here in Warriors of Wrestling. And we thought that you guys were going to be on the same page. I know you're not regular teammates, but it was seeming like you guys were going to be on the same page. But we saw Steeler throw in that stipulation last minute. How did that affect the match?
First of all, who is Steeler to just be throwing out stipulations like that? But see, this is why I wasn't fooled by Steeler in the beginning of the match. He only used that as a ploy, because he knew me and Eric were working together. He didn't stand a chance. You saw the beginning of that match. Him and Scotty were getting their asses handed to them. All right? But all of a sudden, I get the winning pin, and E-roc pushes me off. Yeah. See, that type of inexperience costs E-roc a win, and myself a win. Because E-roc couldn't what's the correct word I'm looking for? Define a red herring, as it were, because he just played into Steeler's hand. I've had matches with Steeler before. I know he's a tricky guy, and I know you just can't listen to him, and you just have to go for the W. If we win or lost, I'm pretty sure Eric still would have had a chance to get into a No Limits match, because we technically both won a match against Chris Steeler, the No Limits champion. So really, if you have to ask me how I'm feeling after Livewire, I feel like I was paired with an idiot. But again, I only have to chalk that up to inexperience.
So my next question was going to be, do you have any resentment, or do you blame E-roc at all for the loss? But I think you kind of answered that one already.
Sorry, I beat you to the punch.
No, you're all good. You're all good. So you don't, would you say you hold Steeler and E-roc kind of equally responsible for what happened? Because Steeler was the one who threw in that red herring, and if he didn't do that, there would have been nothing for E-roc to get fooled by.
I will give props to Steeler, because Steeler did what Steeler does best, and that's he manipulated the situation to benefit himself. I mean, look at the months prior, most recently, the Lock and Key ladder match, all right? He was down after all the abuse, the punishment, all the toys that we all brought out. We were all down. And it was down to the final two guys, E-roc being one of them, and then what happens? Scotty Priest shows up. He handcuffs Eric. He helps Chris Steeler get to the top. I mean, Steelers, I'll give him this. Steelers a genius when it comes to planning ahead. All right? And he did that in this very moment with the tag team match. He planned ahead. He said, how am I going to guarantee myself a win? Get them to fight each other. And you know what? I'll take some responsibility, because I fell into it too. I got pissed at E-roc. Got pissed at him. All right? I actually, small part of me wanted to crack him more than Steeler in that moment. Just a tiny bit. And I'm not an advocate for violence, but when you do something like that that's going to cost both of us a win, it really makes me question one's motivations. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do what you want for a title, I understand that, but be smart about it.
Do you see you and E-roc getting past this and getting back on proper working terms?
I mean, I haven't talked to the guy since that day, so I haven't. Look, listen. Pulling back the curtain behind the scenes, I don't talk to E-roc. That was the first time we were ever put in a match, and I think that was only because that I saved his butt at King of New York when Steeler was beating the shit out of him. All right, trust me, I've been in that situation, and it wasn't right, and that's why I did it. That's why I swallowed my pride and decided to tag with Eric against Steeler, so the kid could at least get some revenge. But he just couldn't see past Chris Steeler and his lies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. I didn't expect that much animosity from you towards E-roc. It's understandable, don't get me wrong. Moving out of the past, though, and moving with an eye on the future.
Yes.
You got Ivelise, November 13th, Intergender Warfare. Wow. What does it mean to you to have that matchup? What do you expect that matchup to be like?
What does it mean? Let me get a little personal here with it. I'll be honest. I got back into wrestling in 2015, and I didn't actually think about becoming a wrestler until 2016, because before that, I stopped watching wrestling completely. stopped watching it, fell out of it. But like ever since Lucha Underground came out, seasons 1 and 2,
incredible
I was
show.
It really was.
Yeah.
It changed my view on what wrestling entertainment was, because it was doing something for me that at the time, you know, the bigger companies weren't. And one of the characters that I really, you know, thought was awesome on the show was Ivelise, when she tagged with her partner, Son of Havoc and Inteligo. I thought they were a great trios team. And I really enjoyed recently seeing her on AEW. I thought, you know, she's a badass. You know, I'm not. She is.
Of course, hell yes, she is.
So if you gotta ask me, like, how am I feeling during this match? I am nervous as hell because it's getting in the ring with someone who pretty much got my passion for wrestling back up and wanting to do this. And also at the same time, it's a little like, I don't want to lose. So I have to pin her.
Yeah.
And I know that's not going to be easy. So how am I feeling? I'm excited, I'm terrified, and I really just can't wait, because I know it's going to be a banger of the match.
Yeah, I think it will be too. That as for the matches that have been announced for Intergender Warfare so far, that one is, I can't lie to you, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, I promise, but it's close to the top for me as far as what I'm most excited to see. There's a lot of great action going on that night, but that match in particular has kind of caught my attention in a special way. Big question, do you think you can pick up the W?
Here's the thing. Obviously, I'm going to say yes.
As
But
you should.
we all know wrestling. Things happen. You know, sometimes the referee doesn't see certain things, and, you know, people get lucky and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe things will turn out in my favor, Ivelise's favor. I'm not really concerned too much right now on who's going to win or lose. I'm just more concerned of locking up for the first time to see how it feels.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because, you know, once you get that original lockup and you work with the person, you can pretty much figure them out.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a competitor, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh,
And the cool thing about that too is, win or lose aside, a good showing will do so much for you, especially headed into the 14th anniversary show in December, the biggest show that we put on a year, and that could propel you into a big spot heading into that show.
I was about to say, what am I doing for an anniversary this year? I don't even know.
Something big I expect, and especially if you pick up a W, put on a good showing, whatever it is, against Ivelise, an established superstar of that caliber, someone who's been on the stages that she has,
Oh, if
and
I pick
wrestled
up a
the
win
people
against
she
Ivelise,
has.
I wouldn't mind going round 2 at the anniversary show, to be honest with you.
Challenge might be laid out. We will see what's coming up for Dexter. Any final words you want to say before we kick you out of here, get you on out of here?
Oh, you kicked me out already? Alright, what do I want to say? I got it. Ivelise, if you're watching this, first of all, like I said, big fan of yours. I loved your work in Lucha Underground. But at Intergender Warfares, you're not going up against a fan, you're going up against a competitor. And I really do hope you don't take me lightly, because it'd be real embarrassing if you just got pinned out of nowhere. And also, E-roc's an idiot.